Speaking to the athletic trainer.
I think that's high on the daily limit, but that might be another story.
That's what they say. That's what they say. I don't know who they is, but that's what they say.
We'll check your source.
Well, I am a history major, so I had to get pretty good at doing that.
All right. Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Lowdown here at Missouri Western. This is the first episode. Really excited to have you all with us. It's a Griffon Esports podcast. The first, to my knowledge, the Griffon Esports has ever done. Something that,
to my knowledge,
we're really excited about doing. I'm your co-host, Riley Boyd. This is my other co-host, Emily Ludwig, Senior Director of Rec Services, and I'm the Esports Director here at Missouri Western. Got to get the Senior Director.
Well, I'm your boss. You better do it right.
You fire me enough.
Yeah, well.
So we're really excited to bring you this podcast. It's going to kind of be covering everything Missouri Western, essentially, from our esports side of things to the rec services side of things, because Emily and her programming coordinator Jacob put on so many great events, to athletics, because we have some fantastic teams here, and just other events around campus. So really excited to bring this to you and show you what's going on around Missouri Western and what's going on in Griffon Esports. So Emily, I'll let you kind of introduce yourself and
dive right in.
Yeah, and then we can go right into this.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'm the Senior Director of Recreation Services. I've been on campus now for going on 6 years, which is kind of hard to believe, only overseeing esports for 2. So working with you now it's been almost a year now, hasn't it?
Over a year. I started late January was my interim.
Yeah. Wow.
I know.
I don't know. I really don't know where this year went. Truthfully.
I don't either.
Truthfully. But yeah, we've got so much under this umbrella. I mean, truthfully, I think we forget so much of the disc golf course. The intramural program is under our umbrella, like you said, with Jake, and all the fantastic work him and our graduate assistant Dakota are doing. There's so many assets with Griffon 360, our campus wellness initiative. We've got all of our yard game rentals and things that we obviously see a lot of over the Griffon orientation days, which are coming up. Shout out to admissions for all the hard work that they're doing with all of that. Our boy Gavin, who was, our GA at one point, and he's doing some fun things over there. But so with your time here at Missouri Western, you've been here about a year. How's that going?
Yeah, it's different, right? So just over a year in the esports side of things. Another 9 months before that with the athletic department, being graduate assistant. I mean, it's kind of a unique situation here, right? I've been the third university I've worked in esports at now in my short professional career.
Sure.
Getting longer and longer, I guess, every day.
Until you catch up with me, you can't call it long.
Yeah, that's fair. It's different because I think I look at the 2 places that I've been before, right? Mm-hmm. And we have such a focus on the recreational side of esports here as well, and getting students in here. I mean, I think just look at the Mario Kart event that we had a couple nights ago here, which isn't traditionally like esports. When you think about esports, right, you think about Rocket League, Overwatch, Valorant.
Oh, see, I disagree, because Mario Kart was my niche when we talk about esports in college.
Now that was Banjo-Kazooie.
I'm not going to disown Banjo-Kazooie because there's a whole other line of games that, my terminology is awful when it comes to all of these different things, so you can correct me on the actual terminology as we go along.
I probably will.
Cool. But don't discredit that. Mario Kart, Smash.
Sure. Oh, hey, Smash. That's a different breed.
Why do you accept Smash, but you don't accept Mario Kart as an esport traditional? I just don't understand.
It's not that it's not there's just not the competition and the competitive side of things, right?
Mario Kart can get pretty competitive. Maybe not with everybody.
100%, but have you seen things like Big House and Evo and stuff?
You say these things, and I'm gonna have to say no.
And that's fair. But when we get thousands and thousands of people watching, fighting games, and things like Smash, right? I think it's just a little different level. But it's not I don't think that's a bad thing.
No,
I just think the term esports kind of has a connotation of the competition for money, and there is professional Mario Kart. It's just so much smaller.
Speaking from experience, no one wants to see me drive a Rocket League car ever again, because let's face it,
you powered it out last time that we were gonna play.
It took so long to get that PC set up that by that point, let's call it another day.
We knew that we had to get the PC set up, and then it was gonna take another 5 or 6 minutes for you to just get through the tutorial. So.
Exactly, and for the tutorial for me, in 5-10 minutes was not gonna cut it. It was gonna be 20.
I mean, I don't know. You could have figured out how to jump. I mean, what is it? The tutorial's got like 3 buttons you have to push.
No, but do you not remember? I kept trying to use. I don't even remember the buttons. The go button, I was using the A because I was constantly jumping, I think is what it was.
That is true. That is true.
I don't want to say it was embarrassing, but it's truthful. I'm not going to lie about how that actually went.
And we're so off topic now, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Would you say you're better at Rocket League or Fortnite? Because we saw the Fortnite gameplay.
Listen, had I actually had an opportunity to go through the Fortnite tutorial, maybe I wouldn't have died within the first 15 seconds.
There is a Fortnite tutorial.
I could have sworn that there was, but at least an opportunity to tell me which buttons were which, because the fact that I had to figure that out on the fly with a sniper already at my back was not a constructive first introduction to that.
I would love to see you run up against someone that has been playing that game, like Jake, right? That's been
no thanks.
Jake's sitting over there raising his hand. Who, I mean, the dude can build the Four Seasons hotel before you even get 2 shots off. So
probably
build, edit. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that game is beyond my skill level.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, geez, we just went. We got about 3 steps down the road,
totally
and then we
fine.
took a right turn.
That's totally fine. That's kind of ultimately how we got to this whole project, though. Because,
that's true.
I mean, Connor and I are our marketing assistant. We love Connor. He and I were just talking about different ways that we can bring not only esports and rec services to the campus, but also just kind of have a new way for students to get information about what's going on with us, what's been going on in the university. And that's kind of where this whole podcast thing just became what it is. Because let's face it, it's a much more universal platform. It's a lot easier to have easy conversations. No one has to read about various things. Because, I mean, short of highlights on social media, not a lot of people read a newspaper anymore, or, I don't know many college students that watch the news, but everyone's got a favorite podcast. The context of it might swing completely one way or the other, but everyone's got something that they like to listen to.
That's fair.
So highlighting our university, seeing, people that we collaborate with, different departments, we're such a small university in hindsight compared to some of our neighbors and competitors that we're all working together. And so a platform like this, where everyone can be together and showcase those things, it's awesome, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's kind of a unique, I think you said it, right? Like, what competitor is such an interesting term in the higher ed space, because it's like, we, like, land-wise, competitor with some really huge universities, but then you think about the MIAA, and it's like, to me, I see us almost like, we're in a unique aspect where we have such a big campus in terms of spatial and things that we want to do on campus. And there's so many people with so many big ideas that it's like, sometimes it doesn't feel like a small campus. It doesn't feel like it's a small group, because it's like, 4,000 people sometimes feels like 40 here, which I think is really cool.
Truthfully. No, and I would definitely agree with that. The university has had so many smart hires over the last few years. I mean, like I said, I'm going on 6 years. I went to grad school here too. So, back in the day. But the people that we have here now are doing some absolutely amazing things, engaging not only with our students, but with the community, doing collaborative events even with them. And obviously we'll talk about some stuff as these episodes continue, because hopefully we can bring a lot of them onto the show. But I can't sing their praises enough for some of the things that they're doing. I want to even provide some examples, but off the top of my head, I can't, because I think there's too many.
And the university hired me. So, there's smart hires, and then they also hired me. So
well, you're calling me smart, so I'm not going to disagree with you.
Well, I was saying, no, I'm not. I mean, I was going the other way, but,
hey,
that's fine.
I don't know about that. I mean, come on now. I'm trying to think back. The people that were on my hiring committee aren't even here anymore, which is crazy to think that things have changed that much.
You and Josh were on mine, but I don't. Dr. Josh Clary, who's in our Center for Student Involvement, but I don't remember too much else. But I don't know. I mean, I think that's kind of the interesting thing too, right? At Division II schools, there's always new faces, all the time. New faces all the time, because people get to get some really good experience here, and then they get to go and do some incredible things.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, because of the fact that we do so many amazing things, people get pulled to do other amazing things. And we have such a far-standing reach of our Griffon family and people like that honestly it's cool to just be able to even bring some of those back. I mean, I think about our friends in athletics. You think about Greg Carbon, Jay White with the Kansas City Chiefs now. Love that they come back here every year for training camp. But even some of our other individuals at UMKC or, Christian, our very first esports director, is up in Vermont. You never lose touch with any of those people. So always nice.
People that just can't stay away, Ryan Menley.
Yes. I have a soft spot for Menley. He shot my wedding video, so I'm never going to be upset about him coming back around. Truthfully.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, it's always interesting to see how this place never really leaves people, right? Like you can take the person out of like the Griffins, but you can't take the Griffins out of the person, I think. So.
Truthfully. Yeah. I think that's one of the best things that I always sing praises for Missouri Western, and one of the reasons why I came back. I said I was a graduate student, got another job nearby. I was over at Benedictine, but they recruited me to come back. And truthfully, the reason I came back was because of that experience. There are some fantastic people here, and when you can build those bonds and build those relationships, it just makes what you're doing not feel like work and provides that much more of an experience for other students to want to do that.
Sure.
I think I saw in our Griffon Weekly, the Alumni Association, they had a luncheon over spring break, and I think there's over 50, somewhere between 40, 50 alumni that are working like on campus. So I think that just speaks volume to the fact that people who have been on the academic side of things want to come back and maybe still are working on the academics if they're faculty, but truly want to be a part of the university still.
Yeah. I think from an outside perspective, someone who's not from this area, right? Like Boise. I'm from Boise, Idaho. I mean, it's not even close. Like
true. I mean, I'm from Baldwin City, Kansas, but I'm not from St. Joe. I have a ton of family in Omaha. Truthfully, I'd driven by St. Joe, I don't even know how many times in my childhood. And when I came here for grad school, I thought I would be here for a couple years.
Same.
And I'm going on 10. It's almost hard for me to admit because I aged myself in front of you, which never seems to fail.
Well,
but nonetheless, this town, this community, this university have grown so much in that amount of time. Like it is crazy to me to think about because I truly love being in this area.
Yeah.
And this, like all these different projects that just keep growing and developing is why that's easy.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think people expand out from Kansas City and that reach is getting up here. Now we just need a dang Dutch Bros in St. Joseph.
What? You bring up Dutch Bros all the time. I've still never had it.
That's crazy. That is crazy. And maybe that's a West Coast thing. But like it's
I'm
KC
sure it
now.
is.
It's in KC now. It's in like they have it everywhere. They have it in OKC when we went down there recently too.
I see it at the Legends all the time, when I would go over there for Kansas City Current matches.
Why aren't you going then?
I don't want to say I love Starbucks, but I mean, that's where my loyalty has been. When I'm wanting coffee, it's hard not to do that.
Yeah, but there's different,
I know.
Different things. They have boba there now. They have boba in their energy
Truthfully,
drinks.
I've only ever had boba once. But
good. Worth.
But honestly, here in town, I do love Hazel's.
Yeah.
So, I love local. I get my espresso to do stuff at home from Makaska. So, I mean, I will truthfully go non-commercial if I can, but we do also have a Starbucks right over there.
That is true. We do. I'm just excited. We're getting Human Bean right there by that
Human
gas
Bean.
station.
I completely blanked on that one, but Human Bean is my favorite in town,
and that's
by far.
For me, I mean, that's another. I mean, Human Bean was like in Eastern Oregon.
Sure.
So it's like that's close to home for me, and we have a ton of those. So yeah,
I think it's the chocolate covered espresso beans. I mean,
it is
who
pretty
doesn't
good.
enjoy that?
It is pretty good. Yeah, and I do love some Human Bean. That's for sure.
We might have to go get coffee now when we're done.
It's too much caffeine already. I mean, I do have to go stat baseball.
I'm the one that usually says it's too much caffeine in a given day. You're the one that can, chug Red Bull like it's nobody's business.
Well, yeah, but those are like little 80 milligram cans. That's nothing.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I can. They say 400 milligrams of caffeine in a day is like the acceptable limit. I like to toe the line. Like that's just. Speaking to the athletic trainer.
I think that's high on the daily limit, but that might be another story.
That's what they say. That's what they say. I don't know who they is, but that's what they say.
We'll check your source.
Well, I am a history major, so I had to get pretty good at doing that.
All right. Sure.
Yeah. All right. Overtime. Moving into overtime, which
it's exciting.
This is the segment where we talk about so much that's happening on campus, just kind of within our departments and then within our kind of overarching parent department, athletics.
Yep. A lot of people don't realize we're in the athletics division.
True. We're athletes. We're athletes. I might not look like it, but I am an athlete.
Nor do I.
Well, I mean,
no.
I think you look a lot closer to being an athlete than I do.
This is fake. Truthfully, my wife could actually royally outlift me, outrun me. Like, she is fit. I am not.
Well, that's fair. I
I enjoy salad, so I think that just works in my favor. Truthfully, like she calls it rabbit food, and it just works. I love salad. I always have.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
I got hurt too much to be an athlete, hence sports medicine. But
and you didn't find esports.
It got brought up a couple times. My previous boss at Benedictine said his dream was to be an athletic trainer for esports.
Athletic trainer for esports. I mean, I guess we've kind of talked about that, what that might look like at the beginning of the year, with our hand massager that gets stolen by everybody on campus because it's awesome.
I know. Yeah. I mean, what can I say? We provide good tools and the word spreads quickly.
I guess. Yeah. Well, it spreads up to the CSI where Josh just steals it most of the time.
Well, thankfully we always get it back.
It's true. True.
Yeah.
Speaking of him, by the way, athletics, and this is a great plug for intramurals.
It is.
At the intramural basketball championship game, if you really want to see some real basketball, Josh Clary and I are playing 1v1. And Josh thinks he's going to smoke me, and it's going to go really poorly for him.
I know. I'm telling you, it depends. I said you're probably going to have more of the shooting and the accuracy when it comes to that. At least I hope that you are.
I'm going to look like that kid from Oakland last night that hit 10 threes.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
We do have that on camera now as a prediction. So if you fall short, it's going to be really sad.
Josh is going to look like John Calipari, and I'm going to look like I'm just going to look like that one kid that was just jacking him up from everywhere and falling over and still banging him out. That's what's going to happen.
Okay. Well, speaking of banging him out, how is the esports? How have they been doing? How has the team's been looking?
I think this semester was a really good building opportunity for us, right? We had some roster change a little bit, even partway through the semester, which is just never easy. It's always hard when people go or when things have to change, but
life happens.
I think what this semester has really done is been a really good opportunity for our teams to build and push out, right? Like I've gone on record and I'll go on record again saying like I think our Rocket League team is CRL ready next year. Like I think they are competing in the national tournament.
And I know what that is.
You do. We've taught you. I think that team is legitimately ready to compete at that level.
Awesome.
They're going to be really good, and I think our Overwatch team is headed that way as well, especially with us kind of transitioning into some different models and how we approach things, in terms of our management and stuff like that. I think that's only going to aid our students.
Right.
I think what we're going to see from them is an opportunity for them to grow even more and see a lot more close collaboration. I mean, I look at our teams right now, right? We have 2 recruits that have already committed to Missouri Western. One is announced, one hasn't announced yet, but that will be coming soon. And both of them have already been like in scrims and practicing with our teams because, competition is more or less done. Our Rocket League team has to finish dominating the rest of the MIAA, but outside of that, we're pretty much done. And so our teams have had a chance to really already set their sights on the summer and next semester, and they've spent so much time together already, and there's a lot of camaraderie, and that's really exciting to me.
Awesome.
So I think that the teams that we have next year are going to be probably I think this year was already a high watermark for us, and I think that that's going to continue to extend each year. And I think, as not fun as it was to have to make some changes last year to move how our program goes, I think we've set them up in a really good direction. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch them compete this year. It never fails that some matches might not go their way, and they were kind of hoping for some different outcomes here and there. But truthfully, we hear nothing but praise from people when we talk about our teams, and how they're doing academically, which has been absolutely amazing to watch them in the classroom.
Best academic semester the program's ever had last semester.
Yep.
That's a credit to our student athletes. Just hard
100%.
work, and that's the most important thing, right? Competition's good.
Yep.
You're here for a degree.
You're a student before you're an athlete.
It's why they put it before student. That's why they put student before athlete. Man, I can't even talk.
Well, you better figure it out.
Yeah. Like a threat.
What do you think we are doing here?
Well,
I'm just saying.
Don't fire me again, please.
No, not today. It's Friday. So what are we kind of looking forward to seeing the rest of the year with the esports program?
I mean, couple of things, still on the horizon. Got to finish out our season strong with our Rocket League team finishing out their MIAA season, which is actually the MCEC. We're not affiliated with the MIAA, but it's only MIAA schools that are in it, which I think is really good and something I'm really proud of. That's been something that myself and Nathan from Emporia and have really we kind of spearheaded this idea of why don't we show that this is a viable concept. And I know that there are eyes that are seeing it.
Well, it's rivalry between schools that are already playing traditional sports, so it's just going to carry over.
100%. I mean, I had some of the football team come in here. Reese, who came in here and was doing some coverage for us, was asking when we're playing Northwest so they could get people in here to watch. And I said,
nice.
I'm never gonna deny people an opportunity to watch the green team lose. That's always good. So
well, our first LAN event that we ever did was with Emporia.
Yes, we did. Yeah, and it was a true home game, right? Like I think so many times in esports when people hear LAN, right, they think.
And it's LAN, not LAND. I learned that.
LAN, Local Access Network.
That.
Yeah, there we go.
Couldn't tell you what it meant, but that.
Yeah, so it's a lot of times when people hear LAN, right, they think there's a lot of teams, it's a big tournament, because that's traditionally what it is. But, for me, coming from athletics and talking to some other people who have kind of bought into that idea, right, true road games, just one team traveling to play a game, a home and an away team, I think is so important to help not only people that are just watching from the outside that have no idea what's going on, but administrators as well connect and understand to what we're doing, right? So
well, it's so ingrained in the culture of any sport, home, away. So to actually bring that to this type of activity, I mean, it just makes sense and it needed to happen.
Well, and I think I look at our teams and I love our teams. I love our teams. I realized when we got them in front of competition, they don't know how to look someone in the eye and play against them, right? They win a game and they just fist bump. Okay, good job. Next one. Or they lose and it's okay. Nobody gets
practice sportsmanship and all the
necessities. And that's good.
Yeah.
But I think that there's part of it where an esports culture when you play in person, right? You gotta get up and get loud. It's intimidating, right? You gotta get some hype. And I think that's something that a lot of people that don't have the opportunity to go to these very often, who haven't gone to it very often, need to kind of learn. So I think that's really important in that it gives a really authentic experience, right? We say our students are student athletes, but what does that mean if they're playing from their dorms, right? That doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So giving them that really authentic experience and that ability to go and have a student athlete experience is it's so important.
Yep, 100%. Along the lines of incredible experiences and authentic experiences, I can't really praise the intramural program and the tournaments that are going on right now more. Our 5v5 basketball that's currently going on, Jake and Dakota have done an absolutely amazing job with getting that going. They're in postseason right now, so that's been super fun to watch. I know the two teams, I think it's the Patriots and the WBs, they got buys for their first games, and next ones I think are next Thursday. So anyone who wants to go out to the Looney Complex next week, go ahead and watch. It should be fun. It's
in the main gym, right?
Yep, in the arena.
You can watch me ref poorly. I am an official. It's pretty bad
ref
usually.
This game, halftime entertainment down the road.
Well, that's true. I mean, it's always entertaining just to watch the fat guy run up and down the floor. I mean, let's be real.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I'm not going to do it. But I mean, if basketball isn't their thing, we got pickleball coming up.
True.
That's going to lead right into Pickapalooza, hosted by the CSI towards the end of the month, which I think is going to be absolutely amazing. For any of those that intramurals isn't their thing. Maybe they don't feel like they're an athletic person. I am not, but I could still play. It's still fun. We do have CPR classes coming up. I know we launched that initiative a little bit, but everyone's got their own song. But that's
from The Office, though.
It's from anything really. Registration's open for that. It closes April 3rd with the class on the 5th. So hope you'll be there.
Yep, I will. And then later on the 5th, another intramural event. We'll have our Madden intramural in here. And then on the 8th, we'll have our 2K intramural, which is in fun. Coordination with the NCAA National Championship as well for men's basketball, which I think is going to be really interesting, to kind of, and we're doing some really cool stuff, some really cool prizes that are going to be involved.
I've heard.
Because we're collaborating with other people across campuses too, so.
Ponying up on those prizes.
We got to get people here, right? Yeah. Jerseys, we're going to be giving some jerseys.
No need to tap dance.
I said it. We're giving away jerseys. If you win, you get jerseys, which is cool.
Of your choice.
I'll even buy you a Vikings jersey. I'm a Packers fan, and that makes me want to throw up, but I'll buy you a Vikings jersey if you win. Or a Warriors jersey if you win the 2K one. Like, it's gross, but I'll do it. If that's Jake's over there shaking his head. He's a huge Steph Curry fan. Yeah. I'll do it if I have to.
I'm more of a collegiate basketball and NWSL, so you guys can trash talk the NBA teams all you want.
I will. I mean, I can't say much because outside of Laurie Markkinen, my Jazz are not very good right now, but that's okay.
All right. Well, lots of other things going on in athletics. Shout out to women's basketball and their performance postseason qualifying for the regional tournaments. St. Joe's,
some tough stuff.
Yeah,
too.
I know. Everyone was watching with bated breath, but can't be more proud of them. I mean, that's a hard thing to do. Yeah. To get there, especially in our conference.
And to go out to the regional champion as well. I mean, Mankato men's and women's side both have had just incredible seasons.
Yes.
The NSIC, once again, finding themselves here in St. Joe. I think I cut you off. You were about to say it.
Oh, no. I mean, that's just it. Like, the national tournament is here in St. Joe for women's Division II basketball. And it's amazing. Brett Easley with his crew and co-sponsored by Missouri Western. Yep. I know Teresa Grossbach has her hands very much involved in all of that. So I'm going to try to get to a game next week.
You should.
I'm hoping to anyway.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, the game starts at 12.
Oh, you'll be there. That's right.
I'm the official statistician for all the games. So I'm excited. That's going to be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Monday, games start at noon, and they go to, I think the last game tips at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
Long day.
And then,
good basketball, though.
Good basketball. Mm-hmm. Wednesday, there's games at 6 and 8. And then Friday night, national champion will be crowned in St. Joseph starting at 7 o'clock.
Heck yeah.
Insane. What a cool opportunity. And there's passes on sale right now. There's lots of opportunities to come out and see. And they put on so many camps, around this as well. Yep. I think I saw there's an opportunity for if you have like younger children, they are doing an opportunity on Thursday night where you get to go and shoot 5 free throws on the floor with the lights on and the music and like fake crowd noise to simulate a national championship
If that doesn't get you interested in going to college to play ball, I don't know what will.
I think it's going to be so cool. So and again, you said it, Brett does such an incredible job with St. Joe Sports Commission. I mean, they're so good at what they do. So not surprising though.
No, not at all. And I mean, I know there's going to be lots of other games and stuff with all of our other spring sports going on before our next episode. So good luck to all of them and watching them do their thing. Yeah,
baseball and softball. If you haven't got out to check out, I mean, baseball games, I think everyone has seen, the baseball team is always fun to go to. But I just want to say, if I want to plug this, get out to a softball game this year.
Yes.
Our women are like 16-4, I think, right now.
Fun.
And that ballpark is loud. It's fun. They go about 11 or 12 deep now on this team. If you're a fan of our women's basketball team, get out there and see Jamie Jackson, who played for our women's basketball team, now plays for our softball team. Two-sport athlete. We were talking about this. I don't think Missouri Western's had a two-sport athlete in a while. So
I can't remember any.
Yeah, Jamie's a great example of that. So get out there and watch our softball team.
The tennis team.
Yeah, tennis is
the Graffitas.
Yeah, 9-1 right now.
I can say it that way. I don't know if you can get your Spanish is better than mine
Graffitas?
Though. Yeah, dang it.
I took 10 years of Spanish. What do you mean?
I know. You'd think my maiden name would have given me a hand up, but it did not.
Necesito practicar más.
Please don't go there. Boy, I feel like we're missing something, but I think it's just because there's that much going on.
No, I mean, there is a lot happening around campus all the time. I think we have prided ourselves at least, I mean, in Baker, you guys don't have as much digital signage as we do, but I mean, outside of our arena, we have TVs and we promote things that are happening in here all the time. Digital signage is always in here. We usually have things on our front desk as well. We know that we're kind of in a place to get info. So if you're looking for, to get info on things that are going on campus, this is the place to come to the esports arena, and we'll find an event for you to go to, because there's so many different things between us and
absolutely.
Josh is always doing things with CSI and stuff. There's always opportunities. So.
Yeah, go Griffs.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, MWSU Minutes. It's where we kind of highlight some of those events going on campus. I had to go do some research. I learned about some things. Some of these I had seen, but I didn't know what they were, and I'm really excited about them now. One of them includes dogs and maybe petting dogs.
Maybe. I mean, Dogs for Valor. It's bringing service dogs that have been involved with the military and emergency response individuals. And truthfully, I'll be interested to see how this one goes, because I think it's not only the dogs that work actively with these individuals, but it might also be, service dogs for when they're out. Probably a combination of both. I know Chelsea Clark over in Military Veteran Services. She's been doing some amazing things with these types of programs. And this, who doesn't love dogs? I have two.
Yeah,
so I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go ask Chelsea if I get to pet the dogs, because I will be there.
Absolutely.
I have cats at home, but I don't have a dog, and I want to pet dogs. I love dogs.
I'm shocked your wife hasn't stolen one of mine, if not both.
Well, yeah, we don't have a fence on part of our yard, so that would go poorly.
Okay.
I think.
That's
but
okay.
That's how it goes.
Right. What else we got? Oh, the Wheelchair Awareness Day celebration. I know Leslie Stone highlighted this a little bit after the Women in Sports discussion that I had the privilege of being a part of.
Crushed it.
Thank you. So did Abby.
Yes.
Abby was directly involved with that. But this one, it gives you an opportunity to truthfully see how these individuals, I think we have a couple special guests that'll be there, but how they navigate life, and then also an opportunity for you to experience what they go through. And for anyone that's ever even had to be in one after injury, I've obviously seen that plenty of times, but it's hard.
Can't even imagine.
I do not have the upper body strength for that.
No.
Truthfully,
no,
I really don't.
I get tired so fast.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. So that one will be an amazing event as well. I think that one might be next week.
The posters on the front of the esports arena. So come
to be more prepared.
We have all these things are, like I said, they're promoted in the front of the esports arena. They're on the desk when you can check in. So
I know Leslie will also be very busy with April. April kicks off Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I know athletics always does their teal game with that. I think there's always the what were you wearing walk through experience, not museum, but kind of showcase. April is also Campus Pride Month.
Awesome month. We love Campus Pride Month here.
Yep. A little biased to that one. But, always some really fun things with that. There are basically events going on every single week, if not more than one. Yeah. So I think that one's going to be fun. Check out the posters. Try to get to something.
Yeah. I think, especially as we close the end of the year, which crazy to say that we're closing the end of the school year.
I know.
We're like under 50 days until graduation now, which is just insane to me.
Seniors are okay with it.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
I don't want to say goodbye to some of them, but they're okay with it.
Some of them.
Well,
I'll say goodbye. No, I'm just kidding. I love all of our students here. I do. I'm going to be sad when people leave. But yeah, I mean, I think as we get towards the end of the year, I think the way that this campus opens itself up as a safe space to so many people is just so incredible to me. I think during Campus Pride Month, when I see the decorations or the flags and all of the events that they do that are so inviting to people that maybe feel discriminated against or maybe feel like they don't have a home. Yeah. It's so exciting to me. And I think the best thing that I saw last year, and I'm hoping they do again this year, one pillar had just like the standard pride flag, and one had the trans pride flag on it on either side of our esports arena. And it made me so happy because it's like, for me, that's what I want this to be, is a safe space, and I love it. So
esports in general has always been an advocate for inclusivity, and
I think we're definitely going that way. It started off rough for a lot of people in esports.
Yeah,
but it's
historically,
definitely going
yes.
that way.
I think that's why they find now that acceptance.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I mean, we see women coming in, we see individuals of the trans population. I mean, even the ones who don't openly disclose being gay, bi, pan, whatever it might be. This is you don't have to hide that.
Yeah.
Which is why, truthfully, I find esports a very just fantastic place.
I think over 3/4 of my staff, I think, are women now,
yeah.
and I love that. I mean, I think that is a huge contribution to why things are going the way that they're going in our program, which is really well.
Right.
I give so much credit to that because it's like when we can give people opportunities. Most people, like I'll say it, like most of the time, I'm the stupidest person in the room when I talk to a lot of my staff. So I just love the fact that that's where we're headed, and it's really good. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
So
Way to highlight that towards the end of International Women's Month. Is that the formal title of what we're in right now for March?
Well, but I mean,
hence the discussion board.
I mean, I always want to have it be there though, right? Like I love the fact, like I know we kind of, like I know, we talk about it being International Women's Month, and I think that's great, but I think that it's fantastic to see it all the time and just see how much we've been able to open
an everyday operation.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's fantastic. So it's really exciting. I love it. It makes me happy.
Awesome. Well, I think let everybody know we'll be here every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're looking
every
at.
2 weeks. New episode of the Lowdown will come out. Check our socials. Check MWSU or Griffon Esports. Excuse me,
Yes.
Griffon_esports. Check the socials for more information about these coming out. We're gonna sit down and just have discussions about what's going on around campus. Maybe some guests.
Yep.
Coming
Hoping
in.
to bring some guests.
I talked to a couple people already. Hopefully get some of those in the door. But I think that's probably going to do it for this episode.
I think
for
so
us.
too.
So yeah, follow us on socials at Griffon Esports and at MWSU Rec Services.
Yep.
So follow us all social platforms across there. Check us out there, and for more information, go and see what's going on across campus everywhere else. So
Absolutely.
yeah, have a good day, Griffs, and we'll see you next time.